The night she disappeared, the whole village went silent. No drums, no laughter, not even the wind dared to blow. It was as if the earth itself was holding its breath. Her name was Aduk, and she was the girl everyone said had a smile brighter than the sun. But now, that light was gone. I remember the first time I saw her. She was by the river, washing clothes with the other girls. Her laughter stood out, soft but full of life, like the sound of rain on dry soil. I was just a boy then, carrying firewood for my mother. But even then, I knew there was something about Aduk that no one could ignore. She wasn't like the other girls in the village. Aduk was kind but quiet, strong but gentle. She helped the old women fetch water and played with the little ones when their mothers were too tired. Everyone loved her, but no one really understood her. Some said she spoke to the trees, others claimed she had a way of calling birds to her hands. I never believed those stories until the night she vanished. That evening, the sky was strange. Thick clouds hung low, and the air smelled of rain, though none fell. Aduk was seen last by the river, where she alone after the day's work. When she didn't come back, her father grew worried. He gathered the men, and we all went searching with torches and lanterns. I was among them, even though I was only 16. I couldn't explain it, but something pulled me to go. We searched everywhere, the riverbank, the forest path, even the old shrine where no one dared to go unless it was festival season. But Aduk was nowhere to be found. That's when the whispers started. She was taken, someone said. By who? Another asked. The old women began muttering about spirits, about how Aduk was too beautiful for this world. But I didn't believe in spirits. I believed in what I saw, and what I saw was the trail she left behind, a small piece of cloth snagged on a bush, footprints leading deeper into the forest, then nothing. The next day, the village elders held a meeting. They said we had to perform a cleansing ritual to bring her back. But I couldn't sit and wait. I went back to the river, retracing the path we'd taken the night before. That's when I found it, her anklet, half buried in the mud near the water. I kept searching for hours, and just when I was about to give up, I heard it, a faint humming. It was Aduk's voice, but it wasn't coming from the forest. It was coming from the ground. I dug with my bare hands, calling her name, until I found her. She was alive, trapped in a small pit hidden by leaves. Her ankle was swollen, and her face was pale, but she was alive. When she saw me, tears filled her eyes, and she whispered, "I knew you'd come." We later learned that the pit had been an old animal trap, forgotten by hunters long ago. Aduk had stepped on it and fallen in, unable to climb out. The stories about spirits faded after that, but her disappearance changed her and me. She wasn't the same girl who laughed by the river. She became quieter, her eyes always searching for something, as if she was still lost. And me. I couldn't stop thinking about her, about how fragile life is, about how one moment can change everything. Years later, when I asked her to marry me, she smiled that bright smile again, just for a moment. She said yes, and that was the day I knew the stories about her weren't entirely wrong. Aduk did have a connection to something beyond us. But it wasn't spirits or magic. It was life itself, in all its beauty and fragility. And I was lucky enough to share it with her.